What's up, college football fans? It is the Mac and Murray College Football Show doing our reaction from Miami. Irving just bringing out the belt last night on Ohio State as they take down the Buckeyes 24-14. And we're not an SEC show. We're not an ACC show. We're not an anti-Big Ten show. But when you want to come at the Mac and Murrays and start talking smack, we're going to defend ourselves. We're going to keep our receipts and make sure that you know that we do know football. And we played it, we live it, we cover it. And we've been holding on those receipts for about 2 months now. And it felt so good to start the year off with a big W or a U, whatever you want to say. But we're going to be breaking it down, both sides of the football. What happened? What went right for Miami? What went wrong for Ohio State? And EMAC, as you can see, boots on the ground, the beautiful stadium right there, AT&T Stadium, right behind him, was there in attendance to watch the entire thing. So I'm going to sit back and let you start because you were there. Talk about the environment. What was the split when it comes to fans and just your impressions of the game, EMAC?
Man, it was incredible. As you know, this place right here is one of the absolute best venues in the world, especially when it comes to football and, everything that it provides. It was built like in 2008, and it looks like it was built yesterday. I mean, they did such a great job with how beautiful that place is, the magnitude of it, the size, the luxury, the Jumbotron. I mean, it's bigger than the field. It's unbelievable just to see that. So to see those two brands playing each other in that place, it was cool. I mean, it's one of those games, it feels like to me, man, that will be discussed for years and years. It's one of those, where were you? And gosh darn it, I was right there in the middle of it, seeing that. And the fans were great, man. It felt 50-50. I mean, it was loud the whole time. And by the whole time, I mean, when the Miami Hurricanes go up 14-0, it's just like, whoa, nuts. And then here come the Buckeyes in the second half, and their fans got going. It was just loud. The whole second half, it was loud the whole time. It was awesome, really to see that. And then just the performance. And I love everything that you said about the receipts, because and listen, Miami fans know this. It's not like we're telling anything new or selling ourselves here. We have been so high on Miami all year long because we know what it looks like, right? Like we know what great teams, how they're built, what they do. Miami got better throughout the year. I know there was the stumbling block to, two good teams, a Louisville team that played a perfect game on a Friday night, and an SMU team that has an electric offense that, found a way to win and got it done there. But these guys got better, and specifically in this playoff, and you and I both have said, I want to give us both credit for this, that they could be the Ohio State from a year ago. And if they get in this tournament, that they can go nuclear. They have all the pieces, man. And, another kind of off the top, just kind of big picture thing was when that line came out and it was 9 points in favor of the Buckeyes. I was just blown away. I didn't see how
play a brand of football that they would ever get down that much. It's an NFL game. The game last night flew.
Right.
It flew. It felt like I was watching an NFL game. I mean, this is me coming from, I just covered a bowl game the other night that was 4 hours and 15 minutes, which, I mean, most college football games are trending towards that direction than a 3-hour NFL game. That's an NFL football team. And you and I have said that from the beginning this season, EMAC. This team is built like that, in the trenches, run the football. They don't need the gimmicks. They don't need to go up tempo. They don't need to snap the ball within 5 seconds of the previous play being done. They just know that they are bigger, stronger, built the right football way, which is in the trenches, and that's how they play football. And talk about that a little bit, because you were there, and obviously Ohio State has dudes. I mean, Ohio State's one of the best teams in America. I think we both can agree on that.
Correct.
Talk about that physicality, because you said it last week against A&M, because you saw that too in person. What was that like, the difference of just size, speed, strength in the trenches between two teams that have elite defenses and a bunch of NFL draft picks on both sides of the ball?
Well, it's different than most other teams in the country. They look very similar, because they're both just big, nasty, freaky guys. But, one thing that we knew was that Ohio State had a weakness on the offensive line, specifically on that right side. And it actually ended up being on the left side too. They made a change. I don't know if that was an injury or if a guy got benched, but they brought in a backup left tackle to start the second half as well. And he did better than I expected. I thought they would pick on him. Towards the end of the game, things got a little rough, but listen, that first third down that Ohio State faced, and they put Mesidor at 3 technique and Ruben Bain right beside him at a 9, I was like,
Oh,
"Here it goes.
oh.
Everything I've been talking about for 2 weeks." And they got a sack immediately. And so that was kind of an indicator for me, Aaron, where I was like, "Uh-oh. Like
Mhm.
this might be an issue, if they're able to do it that easy on the very first time." And then they just exerted their will. I mean, I think they had 5 sacks in the game.
Yeah.
So this is now back-to-back games that Miami has had 7 sacks on a very mobile quarterback and 5 sacks on a quarterback that outside of the Big Ten championship got sacked like 5 times all year. So
Yeah.
this defensive line is hunting. And the biggest difference that I could tell, Aaron, just in regards to like approach and mindset against Marcel Reed, you just have to go to a point and wait
Yeah.
and just sit there like sharks swimming on the outside. And then when he makes a mistake, boom, it just
Mhm.
collapses. With Julian saying, that boy ain't running
No.
nowhere. You're just
Mm-mm.
hunting. And
Mm-mm.
honestly, Miami kind of got a little too aggressive and like flew by him,
Mhm.
maybe anticipating he would move one way or the other. They should have had 10 sacks. I mean,
Yeah.
they could have killed him multiple times, and they just missed because they were flying up the field hunting so fast. So I thought the defensive game plan was chef's kiss. I mean, it
Yeah.
was beautiful to see how aggressive they were. Listen, in the second half, Jeremiah Smith was going to get his. That dude's
Yes.
one of the best, if not the best receiver on the planet. And seeing that in person, I don't know if you've seen him in person.
Dude,
Dude, we've been
he's a top 15 NFL
brother
receiver, not just
right
college
now.
football. He's
Right
a top
now.
15 NFL
Yes.
receiver right now.
Yes.
That
You
guy's
and I have
freaky.
been comparing him to Julio.
Yep.
It's that. He's
Yeah.
Julio, but faster. And that's crazy. And all the respect in the world to Julio Jones. This guy is different. And you just knew it was a matter of time before he did something. Then he did, but
Yep.
Miami weathered the storm. And I love the way that they played. I love how aggressive they were defensively and guys just making plays. I mean,
Yep.
Zero, that dude is a freak. When he anticipated that
Well,
screen,
Keontae, he's
he
been the
saw it.
difference maker the past 2 weeks on
Brother,
defense. I think,
yes.
like
All year, really, but yes.
we knew about Mesidor, we knew about
Right.
Bain, obviously, we knew about him, and I think that was the big,
Yeah.
excitement of, like, this defense is already really good. Now you get Keontae Stott back for the playoff march,
Yep.
and last week versus A&M, he was an absolute nightmare in the slot. We talked about that a ton. Like, he was the defensive player of the game in that game, and obviously, he makes one of the biggest plays of this playoffs and maybe gonna be one of the biggest plays in this playoffs for the long term, that pick six where he saw it, diagnosed it, took it, picked it off, and took it to the house. He has been such a critical
So good.
addition these past 2 games to an already elite defense up
Yeah.
front, and now adding more security to the back end.
Right.
But I think the one of the biggest plays to me, and I think it set a tone for who we are, was Ruben Bain, the run to the left side, in which he's
Brother.
taken on the right it might have been the right tackle,
Yeah.
and to not even, like, barely shoestring tackles the running back, but,
Mhm.
like, fits the running back up and says, I'm
Right.
Ruben Bain, baby. You ain't getting
Yeah.
by me." And you're just like, dude,
Yeah.
that dude has a left tackle, a 330-pound guy on him, holding him off while making that type
Mhm.
of play on the running back,
Mhm.
kinda, like, I think set the tone to Ohio State, like, we are bigger, we're
Yeah.
more physical, this is big boy football, and this is once again how we're built, and that's why we're a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Damn, this dude, I already knew you're good. You're a top 5 pick."
Right. Right.
But it was over. I wanna flip to the other side real quick because we knew the defense was gonna be dominant. They did their job the entire night, but Carson Beck, these 2 games, continues to do what he needs to do to win football games, not
Mhm.
turn it over, very efficient, but then something that I've always known Carson's athletic, he can run it. I think that's something that a lot of people don't know about him. He's
Yeah.
not 4'4", he's not 4'5", but he's still a really good athlete. And the running last night and then the physicality in which he
Yes.
ran with was just shows you how much he wants this,
Mhm.
and I think that
Mhm.
also sends shockwaves through that sideline that our quarterback out there is going out there against this elite defenses, one of
Yeah.
the best defenses statistically in the past decade plus in college football, and is putting his body on the line because he wants to win a championship. You know this playing the offensive line. When you see your quarterback go out there and do that, what kind of message does that send to the offensive line and to the defense?
Well, it's just showing a guy who's literally willing to put his body on the line, so why wouldn't I do the same thing? that spreads so much confidence, swagger, aggressiveness, really through the entire team. And specifically, I know you're probably thinking about that last, third down conversion that he had where he went through two guys to get it. I mean, that was huge, huge on that drive, to go down and get points. But there was another one where I thought he landed on the line and they didn't give it to him. I thought that was crazy,
Well, the one that he
to
got,
be
then they
honest.
reviewed and said he didn't get it,
Yeah, I
that
thought
was
that was
so bad.
crazy
It
because
was
we
so
were
bad.
right there, and to me,
Yep,
it looked like he was on the first down marker, and they
yep.
moved it like half a yard short. I was just like, "Come on, that's crazy when you look at that." But I loved his decision making, man. When he has a grasp on what the defense is doing, even if it is the best defense in the world, he can get that ball out so
Yep.
fast. He makes decisions so quickly and has great ball placement. There was a play early where Marion dropped it, and it would have been a very tough catch. Like, it would have been a
Yep.
great catch, but he didn't make it happen. I was kind of like, uh-oh, like those game, you have to make that in this game. Like that's wide open, and the pass wasn't great, but it was there and it touched both hands. But then that guy came right back and Marion had like 3 or 4 really
Yeah.
good contested catches. I thought that Carson played exceptional, man. I really did. And just seeing his control,
Well, he
he
also in, like,
again,
big time moments too, he Mac, like,
right,
3rd down, he
right.
was so efficient on 3rd down,
Yep.
and that's a huge point in these games. We talk about, like, who can take care of the football,
Yeah.
who can win in the red zone, and who can win the 3rd down battle, and
Right.
Miami was able to do that because they got the 3rd and manageable because they were able to run the football. Overall, 7 of 14 compared to Ohio State's 3 of 10, but it just felt like more times than not, Carson, with his legs or throwing the football, was able to keep them on the field, keep
Yeah.
them moving. What was the possession? 33 minutes of possession, 33-20 to 26-40.
It's a big deal.
But a lot has to do with just, he's a veteran savvy quarterback that's very accurate, that gets the ball out on time, in rhythm. When people want to focus on the games in which he made mistakes and had
Yeah.
turnovers,
I
you have
know.
to understand Carson Beck's career, he's played what, close to 40 games.
Yeah.
That is about 5% of the time.
Right. Right.
95% of the time, you're getting a first round caliber quarterback, 6'4, 230, big time arm, accurate with the football, good
Mm.
decision making, incredible IQ pre and post snap.
Yeah.
So 95%, yes, there is that 5%. I get it. And people are so scared that that 5% is going to poke its head out at some point, where I would like to focus on the fact that 95% of the time he's really damn good and he's
Exactly.
really efficient and he makes really good decisions and he's accurate with the football and he's athletic and can get yards with his legs. And that's why I think I'm betting on that Carson
Right.
and that Miami to continue to make a run in the playoffs,
I
and
don't think
why I
there's any
betted on
doubt.
them early in the season, and why I said that when this playoff started, this is a team that is built, like you said earlier, like I said, is built like last year's Ohio State.
Right.
Ton of first round talent, a ton of NFL talent, built in the trenches, and a veteran, really good, savvy quarterback. And they showed it. It was on display in that game last night versus Ohio State.
Well, I think the interesting thing, because you talk about that 5%, and yes, one of those games in that 5% came this year against Louisville.
Yep.
The others came at Georgia, where he thought he had to do so much.
Yep.
He had to, honestly. He had no run game. He had receivers dropping the ball right and left when he played for the Dogs, and he felt like he had to do this and that to win, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out, and he wasn't able to do it. He does not have to do that here, and
Nope.
he knows that.
Yep.
The talent that he is surrounded with this year and the defense that he has and that has his back, manage the game, bud.
Yep.
Manage the game. Win the game for us. Win a national championship
He
for
can.
us. That's his mindset, and he understands that. And I think he and Shannon Dawson, brother, I don't. Again, I know you were locked into the game, but when you're at a game, it's just so different. And he's on the
Mhm.
field, so I can see him, and I'm watching Shannon Dawson go through his process. He called an unbelievable game.
Yep.
He was creative. He was multiple. He
Mhm.
threw things that we hadn't seen all year. The return route to Mark Fletcher to score that touchdown was
Oh, yeah.
unbelievable. They overloaded the right side. It looks like stretch. It looks like power to the right. They do a little did dad and then just whoop, here you go. Here you go, Mark. Wide open, walk in the
Mhm.
end zone. That last drive to seal the game and score the game, clenching, game out of reach type of touchdown there, where Marty Brown comes in. third team running back at this point, hasn't played virtually all game. I think he's had maybe 2 snaps. He goes in, and you talk about being a great teammate. You talk about not sitting on the sideline, pouting, pissed off. Why am I not getting mine? Why am I? This dude comes into the game, Aaron, cold and
Yep.
ices it against
Yep.
the best defense in America, runs the ball exceptionally well, catches the ball. Again, I don't think he's really known as a pass catcher, catches and converts on a huge third down and then scores the game-sealing touchdown. The biggest thing that I get from this team, and you see it with blocking, you see it how the receivers crack back, how
Dude, how
Malachi
about the
Tony's
blocks
little
that
ass,
Tony had?
bro, he gets
Tony
in there, he's not
had 2
afraid.
of the biggest blocks of the night at
Yeah,
what is he? He is
teeny.
5'11", a buck
Teeny.
80
Hey,
maybe?
5'11", standing up on his tippy toes. He's
Yeah.
teeny, but he's a
Dude, he
warrior.
made huge blocks.
Huge, huge. Everybody does their job. That's why I truly think that this team is so different. And seeing it now 2 weeks in a row in person in the biggest games that matter, man, it's special because a lot of people talk about that. A lot of people talk about family and loving each other and doing whatever it takes. Few actually do it in the trenches when it matters. And Miami is doing that, man. It's incredible to see.
Yeah. All right, we'll leave with this. I still think Ohio State, a great season, a
Yeah.
really, really good football team. Like, this is not dissing on them. Miami's just everything that you and I thought they could
Yeah.
be and are now peaking at the right time. The way they played November, the
Right.
way they played a week ago, the way they played in this game. This is going to be a tall task for anyone going forward, whether it's Ole Miss or Georgia, depending on the game tonight, to handle in a week, and then obviously, if they're able to win that game, a national championship game after that. So,
In their
you know,
backyard. How about that? Let's
yeah,
play a
in their
home game for a
backyard.
freaking natty.
Ooh-wee. But, once again, like, Ohio State fans, we still love you. This is a college football
I
show.
don't love you.
We're
I
obviously
don't love you.
having some fun because guess what? You had some fun with us, so we're gonna have a little bit of fun back with you. We still like Ohio State. We love Ryan Day. I love Julian Sand. Like, I know
Yeah.
some turnovers late in the game, but man, as a quarterback to get hit the way he got hit against
Yeah.
Indiana,
Get in there.
against Miami early in this game, and to continue to battle and keep dealing and
Yeah.
play the way he played there, really in the second quarter and third quarter.
Yeah.
Really impressed with him overall, man. That's a kid with a bright future. This is going to be a really good team again next year, no doubt about it.
No question, no question. And again, our quarrel, my quarrel is with the fans, not with these teams. This team's unbelievable.
No.
Seeing them in person, they were all that and
Oh,
more.
yeah.
I mean, just
Dude,
physically
some of the
gifted.
hits, Caleb Downs, I mean, that
That's
kid
where I was
coming
going,
down.
dude. He forced 3 fumbles, I think, or 2
Yeah,
fumbles. I
2
think they only
fumbles
got one of them.
from Malachi.
Yikes. It was they were hitting, man. I mean, from the get-go and just so much speed. I mean, Sony Styles, freak show. That dude better be on big boards. I think he is. I think he's in the top 15, 16.
Yeah.
He's going to play for 15 years in the
Yeah.
NFL. He is huge, rangy, fast. McDonald up front, game wrecker. I mean,
Yep.
he had a time there for about 10 minutes of game time where he was demolishing the offense.
These 2 teams, when we look back at the NFL draft this year, these 2
Oh,
teams may
yeah.
be 1 and 2 when it comes to NFL draft
Right.
picks.
Loaded.
Loaded, and,
So,
like,
with all
early
that
round
said,
picks.
Ohio State will be fine. They're a
Yeah.
great team,
Oh, yeah.
great
Julian
program.
Sain back next year,
Yep.
Jeremiah Smith back next year.
Loaded.
Hell, they
Loaded.
may get Cam Coleman to go along with it.
Bo
They'll
Jackson
be fine.
back. I mean, they're so
Yeah,
good.
Bo Jackson, they're young and they'll be fine. All right, well, that's it for us. We will do maybe a recap show tonight after the
Stay up,
Georgia.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Stay
Well,
up.
I'll be up. I'll be watching and I'll be juiced. One way or the other, I'll be juiced. So I guess, yes, we will be doing a live show, be live on Twitter. We'll post it right to YouTube right afterwards of the Georgia Ole Miss game. We might recap all the games that were today as well,
As well.
part of that stream. But catch y'all later. Enjoy the new year. Happy New Year, everyone. It is 2026. May your new year be everything that you absolutely want. And we will catch you later on tonight. Have a good one.